As we age, it's inevitable that our hair ages with us. In fact, nearly half of all women will experience hair loss at some point. And just like how we learn to take care of our aging body in different ways, our hair deserves the same amount of love. Today, we're joined by a hair expert on how to care for our strands. Please welcome to the show certified trichologist and CEO of Thin Hair Thick, Tiffany Young.
Yeah, Tiffany. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. Tiffany, you help so many women who suffer from hair loss, and I have women in my family who suffer from all alopecia, and it's really sort of vulnerable. But can you explain your personal experience with it? Because that makes it easier to humanize.
Absolutely. I first noticed a dramatic shift in my hair after I had my children, and plural, I had triplets.
Wow.
And so, yeah, after the birth of my triplets, my hair just started falling out in gobs.
Wow.
And a lot of women go through this. It's called the dread shed.
Yep.
But I unfortunately was in the minority because I wasn't able to regain the hair density that I enjoyed previously. So postpartum definitely had a big impact on me in a permanent way. But also looking back, if I paid closer attention, I think I would have attributed oral contraceptives as something that can contribute to thinning hair. So between those two things and the fluctuation in hormones, that was something that made my hair fall out.
Yeah, that's mazel on the triplets. Sorry. Go ahead.
I know.
Mazel.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Well, I want to touch on something that is affecting a lot of people right now, myself included. I just had a significant amount of hair loss over the past couple weeks, and it seemingly is coming from COVID. So how does COVID cause hair thinning or loss?
Yeah, so I've heard there's definitely an uptick in women who have experienced hair loss because of COVID. Usually long-term symptoms of COVID accompany their hair loss. But the good news is, despite suffering hair loss with COVID, it is likely a temporary hair loss called telogen effluvium. And this is when the body diverts its resources to amending your immune system, and your hair gets less priority. And so what you'll find is that you'll shed, but it will self-correct. But it does take some time.
So how do we take care of our hair? How do we expect our hair to change as we age?
I think what you can expect is your hair will miniaturize or thin. The actual strand will get thinner, less dense. You'll also see your hair color change, which gray hair is a normal part of aging. And we've seen, especially post-pandemic, that silver hair has really gained a lot of popularity. So this is a great thing to embrace as your hair becomes silver. That's just a natural part of aging, and it's a beautiful part.
Right when you go, as your hair becomes silver, the switch guy goes, boxes, because he wanted to show my hair. So how do you take care of gray hair? What's a good tip for taking care of gray hair?
So I recommend two things for gray hair. Gray hair is normally more porous, a little more coarse, dry on the drier side, and so I like to recommend deep conditioning hair masks. I also like to recommend purple shampoo, which will not make your hair purple, but it will make your silver strands sparkle and just give the nice reflective quality and kind of take out some of the yellow undertones in silver hair.
I like
Jeff
it.
said, ooh.
I like it.
Yeah.
Listen, I like these little healthcare tips.
Yeah, that's great.
He's going to sparkle.
I want to shine too.
Yeah, we want to see Jeff sparkle. I do want to just thank you for being so open and honest about your postpartum hair loss, because when I had postpartum hair loss and I'm still growing in hair around my crown, I had no idea. No one talked about it. When I was losing globs of hair in the shower, I didn't know what it was. This was my first kid. When the second kid happened, I understood it. But no one talks about it. So thank you. Speaking of which, what are hair pieces, and when should you look into wearing them? I'm sure that there's a lot of people at home that are curious.
So I don't feel like you should have to wait until your hair becomes so thin that you're beholden to wearing either a hat or a hairpiece, because I see wearing hair as an accessory. It's no different than putting on mascara in the morning. So I say embrace it. And know that there's not the stigma around wearing hair that there may have been in the past. Right now, people are wearing hair. You see hair extensions are very common, hair toppers, wigs. These are things that most people on any given day will wear. And so there's no time to, you don't have to wait until your hair is thin in order to embrace the benefits of wearing hair.
I love it. Tiffany, we thank you. Thank you for joining us today. And you can learn more about Tiffany and her company at thinhairthick.com. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you so much.